Hey guys, we're here in Rotterdam and we just did the Sony event and we now have half a day off. So what we're going to do is we're just going to walk around the streets of Rotterdam to do some street style shooting. Now, one of the things that a lot of people ask you, what lens should I buy, right? Well, it's very personal. There is no, this is the best lens. The two lenses I love the most is 24-70 2.8 and this one. This is a Sigma 12-24. Now, why do I like that big wide angle lens? Well, as you can see here, we have a beautiful building on the background. We have this beautiful thing in front. And I don't normally like architecture, but I do like this look. The problem is, if I don't shoot it with a 12mm lens, I will have all those signs in the picture because I have to move all the way to the back. So we'll have all those signs in. Thanks to the 12mm, I can come really close with my back against the signs and include the buildings and of course the front. So let's see how it looks when we do it with a video. And the video is not a wide angle. So anyway, can you film the building and the beautiful thing on top? Not really, right? No, that doesn't work because the camera doesn't have a wide angle. So anyway, actually has to walk all the way to the other side of the road to include everything, meaning she will get the road in, she will get all those signs in, and it won't look nice. And I can just shoot it from here with my 12mm and include everything. So let's see what we can do more on, for example, the bridge and take some nice shots there. Now also for these kinds of shots, the wide angle really works fine. What I try to do is include both of those tips, take a shot of the bridge over there, and you will even see the building. Now what I do in the camera, I use the rule of thirds. So it will actually show me some grids. And the grids you can very easily use just to convert the verticals, so make sure that everything is straight. And most cameras have the option to just include that in the picture. So with Sony, because we're using an EVF, it just projects. With Nikon and Canon you can do almost the same thing, or you can use a different glass in your camera. And that is a really helpful tool. It doesn't really, it's useful for me for composition because I make my own compositions. But it's very easy to see if my lines are straight, and you can actually change around, and with the wide angle even a little bit of tilt can make a huge difference in the end result. Another cool thing about wide angles, they're very prone to lens flare. So if you see the sun, just point the camera straight towards the sun and just shoot it, because you can get some amazing results. And I will now shoot two images. One I will shoot on 24mm, so that's normally the widest the normal angle lens can go, most lenses. And I will shoot one on 12, and you can see the dramatic difference. And again, watch always for leading lines that will lead you into the picture. Like over here, and if you can show the people, you have this railing, and normally you would cut it out, right? Because it's ugly. But as soon as you start using that railing as a leading line, you can get a way interesting image. Okay, now when you want to shoot the leading lines, like we want to use this here, and you know guys, I always love to shoot landscape, right? Because you get that more film-like look. But in this case, if I shoot landscape, I have to point my camera up. Look at this. So I have to point my camera up to include everything from the Erasmus brug. And it doesn't look really nice. So in this case, with the super wide angles, what I will actually do is shoot in portrait mode. And now I can actually level my camera and get a really nice perspective of the bridge. Another thing that I love to do is shoot reflections. Now, we have the sun pretty low, meaning it bounces off the buildings, and it can get some pretty interesting shots. Now, the skyline here is not as interesting as New York, of course, but if you really focus out some areas, you can see some great opportunities, especially with the really shiny buildings. Sometimes you see these areas in between the bridge where you can actually stand, so you're not on the bicycle lane, and you're not on the main road, but you can stand in between. Sometimes you can get a really interesting shot from there. Use that perspective of that really wide angle, but one thing, don't risk your life. No image ever is worth risking your life for. So only do it when it's safe and when there are no signs, this is not allowed. So let's see if we can make an interesting shot from there with the sun in the back. I think it can be pretty interesting. Now another interesting thing with low sun is actually that you can use some glass buildings, for example, to capture that light and radiate it out. And of course you have strong shadows. Like for example this building where people actually pay for their parking. You can include this and the bridge on the back and create something really interesting. Make sure you capture the sun in the building and you just shoot. And the nice thing, of course, is also you see Erasmus brug on the building. I include that in the picture so you actually know where you are.